Take 622.
It's not.
Are you ready? We're ready to throw it back.
It's been 9 seasons of the Inside Track on Making House Home.
You've learned how to build wealth,
How to navigate the ebbs and flows of the real estate market
how to create a healthy home.
while becoming part of a community.
We've helped over 2,380 families through the seasons of their lives, ensuring their home was more than just shelter from the weather.
It was shelter to weather the storms of life.
It's exciting to continue on the journey with you.
Get ready to enjoy this episode
As it's one of our favorite episodes, hand-selected from the last 9 seasons to take you back before we take you forward into the new Life's Inside Track on February 5th.
Welcome to the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Deckard team. Trying a little bit of a slowed down version because Ken told me that sometimes I talk too fast.
Really?
Yeah. So welcome to the show. This one is an interesting one. We're launching into 2017. We've just got 1 or 2 more sleeps until it's the new year. I'm trying to think, it's the 30th. So we're going to sleep on the 30th. We're going to sleep on the 31st. So 2 more sleeps.
Some people don't sleep on the 31st.
True. So
They
you're
go to
either
bed
going to...
after midnight.
That's true. So you're either going to have 1 or 2 more sleeps until it's the new year. So this show is how to have a better sleep in the new year, in 2017. Sleep better than you did in 2016. So we're saying goodbye to Sweet 16, and now we're going to be 17. There's a song about that.
So we'll be really mature.
Right. Exactly. So how to have a better sleep in 2017, something we've never talked about and something we have spent actually a lot of time figuring out how to have a better sleep in our home.
Yeah.
What are the tips and tricks and ideas and insights and stuff? So we thought you might want to learn along with us and have a more joyful and more even-keeled 2017, because the one thing I know for sure is when Ken doesn't get his sleep, he's absolutely miserable.
Yep. You know what? Sometimes I wake up grumpy, and other times I let her sleep in.
That's a dad joke.
Yes, it
Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate when you actually let me sleep in,
Yeah.
whether I'm grumpy or not.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So we spend a third of our life sleeping. So it's a show.
That's ridiculous. Isn't it really, when you think of it? A third of your life.
Well, it is the way our human bodies seem to function best.
I guess so.
Most of them.
8 hours is a third of your life. Now, teenagers spend half their life sleeping.
Except they don't do it forever. So it's really not half their life.
Okay, half their teenage life.
Yes, sometimes. And babies, they spend 3/4 or more.
Yeah. And sometimes Yetta says to me, "You slept like a baby." I go, "Yeah, I woke up every 3 hours crying."
Anyhow, so since not everybody sleeps 8 hours, some people I know only need 4 hours, some need 5. We actually recommend 7.5.
Seven and a half's a good number.
It is for us.
Yeah, why is it?
Why is it?
Because 7.5 is divisible by an hour and a half.
Right.
Because actually your
How
REM
many
cycles...
times, Ken?
Oh, 5.
Okay, very good.
Is that right?
Yeah.
5. Because your REM cycle is an hour and a half long.
For most of us, unless you've got sleep breakup patterns.
Well, if you got sleep apnea, then you're not going into REM sleep at all.
Right.
Then you're
So
not gonna...
for the average healthy, no challenges kind of person around sleep, we sleep in 1.5 hour cycles.
That's correct.
Perfect. So to get 5 of those in a night
Yeah.
is like perfect for most
So
people.
if you want to sleep in, 9 hours would be a good sleep in amount.
Right.
Because what happens is when you wake up in the middle of a REM cycle, when you set your alarm and you wake up at that point, it will actually cause you to feel groggy. And you might take, a half an hour to wake up and you go, "Oh, I need my coffee," and that kind of thing. That's because maybe you missed the ends of your REM cycle.
Right. So, and I find a lot of our bodies, which is kind of cool. The point of having better sleep is we're healthier.
Yep.
We're probably happier.
I like that.
Right? Thanks. He likes that when I'm happier.
Yep.
And probably less weight.
Yep. I like that too.
And it's actually, why is it safer for us?
Because when you're sleep deprived, it's actually like being drunk, worse than being drunk, driving a vehicle. Many accidents are caused by people that have sleep apnea and they're getting poor sleep. And so they're groggy. Their awareness is not great.
Groggy or groggy?
Groggy, I guess, would be the right word.
No,
Thank you.
I think it's groggy.
Is it groggy or groggy?
I think so. It's groggy.
I don't know.
It's a word. The amazing thing.
You'll be sleepy.
Yeah, and you won't be able to speak right, and you won't be able to choose the right word.
Maybe I should go to a sleep clinic.
Maybe you should. Ken has an amazing habit. Actually, we all do in our family. We create new words all the time.
Yeah.
And we actually come to believe they're real words.
Well, they add words to the dictionary every year based
Right.
on usage. So one of mine might catch on.
It might.
I'll be a pioneer in the language of English.
You might. And you might not. Anyway, so we want to get a good night's sleep. And so in our homes, there's things we can do that cause us to actually have a better sleep.
Yes.
What are a few of those top, most pivotal things?
Okay, well, we're going to have like 10 or
I know,
so.
a whole bunch.
It's great. They're all pivotal. All very important. Every single one of them.
Well, okay, but here's the thing I've learned. We're launching into a new year. We talk about change so much when we're going into a new year, new traditions, new habits, new rituals, new behaviors. I think they even have a thing called, what's it called when you do new things every year? New Year's resolutions.
Oh, that thing.
That thing, New Year's
I made
resolution.
a New Year's resolution not to make any more New Year's resolutions
Right.
a couple years ago. And I'm
And-
sticking to it.
Are you?
Yeah.
And yet here we are talking about better sleep patterns, which would actually be kind of like a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
And it's hard to implement 8 or 9 or 10 things all at the same time.
Hard if you say so.
Most
Could
of the
be
time,
easy.
Oh, could be. Most of the time, it is simpler and easier to make one change at a time.
Yes. But
It's
these
more,
things are not rocket science. People can do these things.
all in one day.
Yes.
So by the 1st of January,
Yes.
1st of January 2017, this could all be handled.
Yes. Here we go. You
Oh,
ready?
I think it's too much.
Okay, first thing.
Okay.
Check your mattress.
Okay.
Your mattress is like probably over 10 years old. It's saggy. If you look at it, put like a straight rule across
ruler?
it. A straight rule, like a long
Ruler.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a yardstick.
Okay.
And see if it dips down.
Okay. Could it be a meter stick?
It could be.
Okay, perfect. Or a level.
Yes, 4
A
foot or
level.
5 foot level.
That would actually be better than a yardstick.
Because then you could even check if your bed's level.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then if it dips down, it means it's saggy.
Right.
Now, maybe you've been waking up and you got a little bit of a sore back or something like that, or sore neck. That could be the quality of your pillow, the quality of your mattress. Some mattresses you can rotate, some mattresses you can flip. And I find that people don't spend as much money on their mattress as they spend in bed. So if you're spending a third of your time in bed, I'm not expecting you to spend a third of your money on your bedroom.
I hope not.
And yet people scrimp there.
Yes.
They scrimp there. It's the last place they generally make pretty. They decorate, they clean it, they keep it decluttered. And so spend some money on a great mattress. We did that about 8 years ago, and we're having great sleeps in our king-size mattress.
Yes, we are. It does make a big difference. I found a great way to get a new mattress.
Yeah, we just get sick. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
I ruined the mattress we were sleeping on.
Yes.
And so he came to the hospital and he said, I think I need to buy you a new mattress. And I said, that's wonderful. I'd really like a king-size one. And he said, yeah, but our bedroom set is only a queen. And I said, I don't care. I want a king. So the great news is when I got home, I actually had a king with a great new mattress. So I'm not saying necessarily get sick to get the right size of bed, and yet really having a right size of bed for you and who you are and how many people roll into bed, whether the grandkids all show up, they can actually fit in there, or your children. In our case, it's the
That's your
grandchildren.
sleep. Do not sleep with a child. That is not a
Okay.
good idea.
Okay, you can't
It's
tell
not even
people
on my
what to
list.
do.
I'm just saying. I'm telling people what to do today. Because it's about if they want better sleep, then they're going to listen to what I say. And if they don't have to listen.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so getting the right size of bed for your family actually makes a difference. And for us, we had a king for years and years and years. And then we fell in love with this bedroom suite. And even though it only came in a queen,
We went with it.
we went with it and we regretted it. So I found my chance.
Okay.
So new bed, and you don't necessarily have to change the size, but you may want to. will make all the difference. Having a good mattress, and there's so many different types of firmnesses.
Go try them out.
Yes.
Go try them out, and they'll actually, if you got a good mattress salesperson, they'll look at your posture while you're laying on the mattress and tell you for your weight and posture whether you should have a stiffer mattress or that's good. And you can actually buy mattresses that you can adjust the stiffness on one side for one person or the other.
Yeah.
You can get the ones that have pocket coils so the movement doesn't bother the other person as much. There's so many to select from. Go check them out. Spend a day laying on beds. It's a good day. Second thing is dark is better. Dark is better.
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
No light.
No light. None. Now that's interesting because lots of things emit light.
Yes.
I've seen people with cell phones in the bedroom with the charger plugged in. It's got a little light in the base of the charger.
Yeah.
Clock radios. Now what we've done is we've taken our alarm clock, which is actually like a boombox kind of thing with a timer in it.
A little mini stereo is what he
stereo,
means.
yeah.
Boombox. I don't think we talk like that anymore.
Okay. So it's a mini stereo, and we have it cranked up. We can crank it louder if we need to, if we're worried we're not going to wake up. And it's actually inside a cabinet. So we close the doors. Sound still comes out, but we close the doors so there's no light coming out.
Right.
Night lights, bad.
Yeah. Because they actually disrupt your sleep even though you're asleep. It apparently has an impact in how well you're going to sleep,
Yes.
depending on the amount of light in your room.
Because the light still goes through. Yep.
So dark is better for sleep.
Yeah, and you can also put blackout blinds
Yes.
on your windows. That'll help. Because even though it's nighttime, wintertime, there's lots of reflection off the snow. There's lots of lights in the street and on other houses. And that's all coming in your
And Christmas
window.
Lights are still up this time of year.
Yeah, they might be on. You might want to turn those off before you go to bed. Save a little
Right.
electricity.
True.
Then clear the clutter is a third item. You know, a lot of times the bedroom kind of gets the last. You just throw everything in there. Got company coming. Oh, put all the laundry in the bedroom. Put all this stuff in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Put the clutter in the bedroom because your company generally doesn't go in your bedroom.
Right.
And so we find that when there's clutter in your bedroom, whether it's bills, whether they're paid or unpaid, whether it's laundry, whatever it is, that clutter stays in your brain and affects your ability to sleep because your brain starts thinking about that stuff.
Even stacks of books, which I used to always keep on my nightstand.
Yeah.
And
Too many glasses, old glasses that have water in them. Anything that makes your bedroom a little cluttered creates stress. And stress can be a cause of not sleeping well.
right. And it's the kind of stress that you don't even recognize as stress. I would have argued with him if he told me it was stress, having my books and my glasses full of water and maybe my earrings and my watch and stuff sitting on my nightstand, even though years ago we discovered having piles of stuff in our bedrooms, we used to use it as a catch-all, was actually harmful to a lot of different things, not just our sleep. So we decided to make our bedroom, it's probably most of the time the least cluttered place in our house. It's usually the tidiest, the cleanest, the nicest, because it's the place that we know we need to get a great night's sleep. So years ago we
And it's a
handled...
place for romance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in a minute. So years ago, hold
minute?
on there. Yeah, well,
We're on the
maybe.
air. No, we can't do that in a minute.
Okay. So now I've totally lost my language.
That's okay.
Usually he can't trip me up, and he has today. So you know what it takes to trip me up.
Perfect.
Ken Decker talking about romance
Yep,
on the air.
Go on the video and you'll see her blushing. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So back to the stuff. Even that stack of books on my nightstand, now I can't even talk on my nightstand,
Yeah.
I did not know it was creating a level of stress, because I'd think about the titles or maybe even not recognize that I saw it, and yet I'd be thinking about these things in my sleep and having weird dreams, and sometimes impacted by what was in my room. If you haven't done that, don't think I'm weird, okay? I'm just being really forthright here. I'm thinking I'm being a little too weird.
No, it's good. Like
Okay.
to be truthful, transparent, so to
Okay.
speak.
So, declutter the bedroom, make it pristine, make it a place of serenity.
Serenity. I like that word.
Yeah.
Is that the scent you put? What's the scent you put in our room?
Serenity.
Is it Serenity? Yeah, there you go. See, because scent is one of the things that helps you sleep.
Right.
Because maybe, what's it got in it, Serenity?
I don't remember. I know it's got lavender.
Yeah, I was
Lavender is
saying
one of
it's
them. So
probably got
unless you're
lavender.
allergic to lavender, because I
Yeah.
know a few people that are,
If you're-
lavender is a great
Lavender,
essential
vanilla,
oil.
and jasmine are lovely scents. Now make sure you're getting pure scents. Don't put in one of those plug-in Glade things that spews poison. Did I say that on air?
Yes, you did.
Maybe it doesn't spew poison. I don't know. It just, for some people, it affects them. It gives them sensitivity. Where an essential oil that's the true element may not affect them negatively.
Well, probably not, in fact, and often it is a sleep aid.
Yes.
Not will it have a neutral impact. A lot of times the right essential oils, and for some people they have to test with them which ones are best. Geranium and lavender were good ones for me. And then now we found this great little Serenity that seems to have the right things in it as well. And so something that causes you to be relaxed can be a helpful little scent to
Yeah.
have in your room.
Now, something you don't want in your room.
Is there something you don't want?
Absolutely. It's a TV. No electronics, really. No laptop, no iPad, no cell phone, no TV. They all emit a blue light, which can actually cause your brain to think it's daytime. And you don't release what's that chemical? Melatonin, is it? Which one makes you sleep? Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, they will cause you to think your brain to think it's daylight, and it wakes you up so that your body's not ready to go to sleep. Also, TVs are really bad for romance.
You have to keep coming back to romance, eh?
I do. It's important because some of my best sleep. Yep. Anyway, family show. After, like, TV is just it's a brain sucker. It pulls energy out. Like, don't put it in your TV. Don't put a TV in your bedroom. And you know
You're
what?
really opinionated
I
about
am
that.
today. Don't put a TV in your bedroom, and even worse, don't put it in your kids' room. What are we thinking about? Letting them have electronics in their bedroom and all that stuff? Like, bedrooms are for sleeping. There you
And
go.
romance.
Well, not for your kids.
No, not for your kids. Anyway, so
keep your room to one purpose, right? Sleep. So no exercise equipment. Don't store the old treadmill there and have guilt feelings every time you look at it because you haven't been running on it. Don't put the office desk in there with all the bills and stuff on it. Don't put a computer in the room, provided you're not in like a, what do they call those, bachelor apartments where your bedroom is in the living room. You don't have much choice.
Right.
But if you have a separate bedroom, keep it for sleeping. That's only if you want great sleep.
Right. And here's an interesting thing. On the show that we did last week, on December 23rd, we actually talked about tiny homes. And in the case of a tiny home, some of these things that Ken's suggesting is actually going to be a whole lot harder to do.
Yeah, so if you want to hear about that, go back and listen to an archived show because we have discussed it.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat concept. So really attempt as much as possible to make your bedroom a one-purpose room.
Yeah. And then soundproof. Now, we're not expecting you to pull the drywall off and put insulation in your, between your walls. But if you're building a house, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it is,
around the bedroom.
actually.
And to the bathroom, soundproof the walls in the bathrooms because that's where people get woken up, right? Somebody gets up and goes to the bathroom. And squeaky floors, if you got hardwood floors, put some talcum powder on them. That might help the squeaky hardwood. And, speaking of soundproof, recently I bought you a gift for your birthday. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember it. It was the weirdest gift I've ever
And
been
what
given.
is it?
I don't want to tell people.
Come on, tell them.
No, because
Come on.
I'm embarrassed.
You're embarrassed that I bought you a watch winder?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a watch winder just simply spins your watch if you've got one of those watches that needs to be wound by the movement of your wrist. And if you're not wearing it every day, or it's an antique like yours is, it doesn't wind very well. So if you have it manually wound all night, it keeps better time. Now, what I just realized the other day, because I was having a sleepless moment, I was listening to your watch winder, because it goes as it's going around. And I thought, do we have mice in the attic? But then I finally figured it out after about half an hour listening to this faint sound. It's your watch winder, so we're going to move it.
But then I'm going to forget to put my watch on it.
It's going in the bathroom. Yep. So there's a little tip for you. Keep your place soundproof. Now, some people like a little bit of ambient noise, white noise we call it, like turn on a fan or something. That's okay because it's a constant. It's a constant. The other thing is, if you got a squeaky door, put some lubricant on the hinges so that if someone gets up to go to the bathroom, that's not going to happen. It won't wake them up. And the other thing?
Reduce your liquid.
Yeah.
So then you won't hear the hinges even if you haven't lubricated them.
That's right, because don't get up to go to the bathroom. If you reduce your liquid in the evening, drink lots in the morning and all day, but in the evening, just settle down on the liquid.
Well, for some people, it doesn't matter if they settle down in the liquid. They're still going to have to get up.
Well,
So we can't do all these things, Ken.
well, maybe not, but you can do some of them and have a better sleep.
Yes, you can.
All right, what else can we do?
What else?
We can change the color of the light bulbs.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you go above 4,000 K, then you start getting a lot more blue light coming. So if you're looking for LED lights, look for the warmer color around 3,000 K. 2,700 to 3,500 is about best. Most lights have their brightness or their...
What does K mean?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
It's a scale for measuring color,
Okay.
warmth and clarity of color.
Okay.
And so as it goes whiter and whiter, it actually goes more towards blue, and blue lights don't shine as far like if you're using headlights. But we're talking about bedrooms, so we don't have to carry about headlights for cars.
Right.
Okay, so air quality is important.
Yeah, it is.
Because you know what? We breathe out carbon dioxide and we breathe it back in. That's why I tell you to roll over so you're not breathing in my face. I don't want to breathe your air.
I know. I was really insulted when you told me that the other day.
So, but air quality is important when you're sleeping because your body's detoxing. So it needs good, clean oxygen. Get rid of all that stuff. And so if the weather's great, crack your window, keep your window open a bit so you're getting good oxygenated air in.
You almost said water.
Oh, you almost said water, yeah. You might get some of that too if it's a rainy day.
You might.
A rainy night.
You might.
And then you want to maybe have a couple plants in your room because plants give off oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide. So that's good. And then filter your air because your nose is working to filter the dust. And if you get clogged up, then that's going to wake you up.
Well, or even if a lot of times people say, well, I never wake up, and yet they may not feel rested in the morning. And that is because although you may not come to an abrupt alert state, if you're cycling too close without remembering that you've been awake, because you can still be awake without remembering it, or too close to awake.
You probably could be. Yeah.
I am.
I'm
yes,
like
sometimes.
comatose.
I know. It still has a negative impact. So just even think about, am I waking rested? Is it working for me in terms of how I feel the next day? If not, you may want to experiment with or test some of these things to see which ones has a positive impact.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too? Sometimes people say when they travel, they don't sleep well.
I'm one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for you, it's the different bed is usually the issue.
Yes.
And I kind of know which hotels will have the right bed, so I attempt to get the right bed for you.
Yes.
But in a hotel room, you have generally a clock radio on the nightstand, which is emitting light. You probably have a fridge that's running. You probably have a TV, which a lot of people lay in bed and watch TV, or they're working on their laptop because they have their laptop with them. And all of those things cause you to not sleep when you're in bed. So even reading in bed's not a great idea. Like when you use the bed just to go to bed, go to sleep, your mind, your brain is programmed. It knows what to do. And then the other thing that's great is go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day if possible.
Right.
There's always the exceptions. But if you can get into a cycle, I'll find that, we set the alarm for 5 and my body wakes up at 5 minutes to 5 sometimes because maybe we went to bed a little earlier and I'm finished my REM cycle and it knows.
Right.
It knows. Yeah, so paint color.
Yes.
Have you ever felt a little stressed when you walk into a room that's maybe got all red paint or something really bright red? It gets you a little tense.
You just don't want that in your bedroom. I
No.
like it in my office.
You want to be angry in your office?
No, I'm not angry. I'm passionate.
Oh, passionate.
Red
okay.
also creates
Passion?
a different level of energy. It increases your energy. I'm not wearing red today. I should have wore red for this
Okay.
show. I wore it for the Christmas show.
So cool tints
Yes.
in your room.
Even though you're going to have a dark room when you go
Yes.
to sleep.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because a blue is a nice cool tone, and blues, although don't emit blue light like your computer does, so it's calming. Silvers, grays, light purple are all relaxing and bring down your blood pressure and your heart rate.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing what things will give you a better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know how to sleep. Now you may need a place
To sleep in.
to sleep in.
Yeah, and so today what we picked, because sometimes people stress over their mortgage payment.
Right.
So today we picked 3 budget homes so that you can sleep in these and not be worried about your size of your mortgage payment.
Which is kind of neat.
How's that?
Did that on purpose. So 149,000 in Arnprior, a great little property, and then another one for 150,000 in the Greeley area, and then Winchester 187,700. I mean, you can't pay rent for the amounts of what your mortgage would be in these great little starter homes,
your
or even
mortgage-
wrap-up homes, or even homes for life. We have lots of clients that choose never to go out and get a big mortgage because not having stress, actually, we didn't talk a lot about that. Not having stress will also give you a better night's sleep.
Because you're not awake thinking of things.
Right. So praying before I go to sleep is a must for me every night. I must calm myself, release anything from the day, and give it to God so that He can take care of it and I don't have to. And that is probably one of the best sleep things.
And
What
then,
about you?
Well, and then Yetta used to wake up sometimes and say she's on overwhelm. But really what it is her brain's been thinking, her subconscious has been working, and when she wakes up, sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes in the morning, she has all this clarity about all the things that should be accomplished or things that she should do. And so one of the great things, if people have insomnia in the middle of the night, is get up and write down everything that you're thinking about so that your brain can go, okay, I don't have to remember it anymore, and go back to bed.
Right.
Do not get on electronics or computers or your cell phone when you're having that insomnia period in the middle of the night.
Right. He has stopped me. I used to do that, and then I could stay up for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then, of course, was wrecked the next day. So now the rule is journal is allowed next to my nightstand.
Yeah, because you got to unload things out of the brain sometimes because the brain's for processing, not storage.
Right. And so that was significant when we took all the electronics out of our bedroom, took all of the things that might emit light. I'll throw, if I'm in a hotel room, I'll throw clothes overneath or over top of the, what do you call that? The clock radio, the alarm clock, that kind of stuff.
Anything emitting light gets
Yeah.
plugged up.
And so all these things help. So I am hopeful, and as is Ken, that you will have an amazing rest every night in 2017 because of some of these great tips that we've both experienced and learned from others along the life journey of getting a good night's sleep.
So hopefully we've added some value to your life, and we're really glad that you joined us on the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team.
Thank you. Make sure to mark your calendars to join us on February 5th as we continue to move forward on the new
Life's Inside Track.